Hello everyone, I am Rebecca Dias from Catch 25 Science Academy. Today I am going to speak on a biology topic which is cell, the unit of life. So, by hearing the topic, we get a question as what do you mean by a cell? Cell is called a structural and functional unit of all living organisms capable of independent existence and can perform all functions of life. It means that cell is the basic unit of all living organisms. It is independent and does not need to depend on anyone else for its existence. It also performs all the functions of life by itself. Many great scientists have done many contributions in this field. The first scientist who did a contribution was Anton van Leeuwenhoek, who first saw and described a live cell. The second scientist was Robert Brown, who discovered the nucleus. The third scientist was Matthias Claden. He saw that plant cells form tissues. And the last scientist was Theodore Schwann, who studied animal cell and identified a layer which was later known as plasma membrane. Now we are going to study about the cell theory. The cell theory has 3 points as given below. All living things are made up of cell. Cells are the basic unit of structure and function in living things. All cells are produced from existing cells. Now, the cell theory was given by 3 scientists whose names were Claden, Virchow and Schwann. Now, the cell is divided into 2 main types as prokaryote and eukaryotes. Now, prokaryotes are the types of cells which have no nucleus, whereas the eukaryotes have a nucleus. The prokaryotes have no membrane structures inside the cell, whereas the eukaryotes have membrane structures or organelles inside the cell. Prokaryotes are smaller in size, that is, they are from 1 to 10 micrometers in size, and eukaryotes are larger than prokaryotes, that is, they are 10 to 100 micrometers in size. In prokaryotes, we see that a circular piece of DNA is present, and in eukaryotes, we see that several DNA are packaged into strands called chromatin. Now, there are some similarities in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. They are as follows: plasma membrane, cytoplasm, DNA or genetic material, ribosome that make protein. Now we are going to study in depth about the eukaryotic cell. We will be studying the organelles and their functions. We are going to study 8 organelles of the eukaryotic cell. They are nucleus, ribosome, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondrion, chloroplast, Golgi complex, large central vacuole and lysosome. Now we will be studying the functions of each organelle. Let's go. Now, the function of the nucleus is the nucleus contains chromosomes. Chromosomes are made up of DNA, and DNA is a genetic material. In short, we can say that the nucleus contains the cell's DNA. Next is ribosome. They synthesize the proteins with the help of mRNA. In short, it means that amino acids are hooked upon together to make proteins. Then we have is endoplasmic reticulum. This organelle helps in protein synthesis by providing the attachment site to ribosome. We have two types of endoplasmic reticulum which are known as rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, why? Because ribosomes are attached to the surface of the rough endoplasmic reticulum, whereas on the smooth endoplasmic reticulum there is no ribosome attached. This is the reason why they have been classified. Then we have is mitochondria. Mitochondrion, this is the singular form, and mitochondria is the plural form. It is the organelle that breaks down food molecules to make ATP. In short, it makes energy. Next, we are going to learn is the chloroplast. Chloroplast produces food for the plant by using sunlight, carbon dioxide and water. There are two biological terms known as anabolic and catabolic. Anabolic means formation of something and catabolic means breakdown of something. Then we have is Golgi complex, which packs proteins, produces enzymes for breakdown. The Golgi complex has these functions. It also processes and transports materials within and out of the cell. The large central vacuole is also known as the storehouse of the cell because it stores water and other materials. The material which is stored in a vacuole is known as cell sac. Lysosome, the organelle that digests waste, cell parts and foreign invaders. This organelle has enzymes which can digest the entire cell, and hence it is known as the suicidal bags of the cell. The next organelle we are going to study is the plasma membrane. The major component of the plasma membrane is the phospholipids. The phospholipid is divided into two parts. The upper circular blue portion is known as polar head or hydrophilic head or lipophobic head, and the lower portion is known as non-polar tail or hydrophobic tail or lipophilic tail. The lower portion, that is the non-polar tail, is made up of hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons is the molecules that consist of hydrogen and carbon. Now we have heard some new terms, so let's know the meaning. Hydrophilic, which was used here, is known as water loving. Means this portion, the blue portion, loves water. That's why I've given this blue color here. And hydrophobic, which is used here, is oil loving. This loves oil. We have a new term which is known as surfactant. These are amphibians which love water and oil, both. Now we will be learning about fat and oil. If the lipid is saturated, that is, if it has single bond, then it is fat. But if it has double bond, if it is unsaturated, it is an oil. This is the difference between fat and oil. Now we will learn some more new things, that is PUFA and MUFA. PUFA, polyunsaturated fatty acid. The word poly means many, and MUFA, that is monounsaturated fatty acid. Mono means single, means one. Now for more knowledge, the outermost layer in a plant cell is known as cell wall, and under the cell wall we have the plasma membrane, which is also known in other words as plasma lemma or cell membrane. The outermost layer in animal cell is known as plasma membrane. It does not have a cell wall. The cell wall is freely permeable. It means that it allows all and everything to come in it, whereas the plasma membrane is selectively permeable. It allows only selected things to pass through it. This is the meaning of selectively permeable. I hope you have understood everything. Thank you so much.